Fm22 here, and welcome back to the Youth Only Challenge here with 1860 Munich. We are here in episode 30, and today's episode we've obviously got the 1st of July coming up with all the new signings coming in, talk about the team, etc, and all those sort of wonderful things that we normally do. But we do have something a little bit new, a little bit fantastic, and I cannot wait to have a look at what the stadium looks like in real time in a game. But we do have the announcement that we have officially relocated into the new 1860 Munich Stadium. I do wish they brought back, making stadiums named after icons in FM. That used to happen back in the day. You could also get a stadium named after yourself if you were an icon at the club. Never happened for me. But yeah, look, there it is, the new stadium. 21,000 seated capacity, better than the 15,000 stadium that we had with only 5,000 seats, and the rest was all standing room. So we've done very well to upgrade ourselves here as well. Important to note, under soil heating, so pitches are definitely going to just stay the same. And look, for us, it's going to be a stadium that's going to be used. We're going to take care of it. It's a nice little stadium to have. We do also still have the old stadium around if we need to use it too, but I would imagine most first team games, if not all, are going to be played here at the 1860 Munich Stadium. Instead of me doing this when the July 1st rolled around, I thought this is definitely a chance to go, look, the new stadium's here. It's definitely a way to show you that the financial outlay by the board, as much as I hate them selling Patrick, it's definitely probably worth it here, because I do think we're now going to get a very big increase in, obviously, ticket sales, and we're obviously going to get a big increase in gate receipts. So maybe the seasons of us losing money throughout the whole year because our gate receipts are very low compared to our salary may be gone, and it looks like maybe for the future, if we look at our projection, we're going to just have that little bit more turnover. Apparently not. Apparently we're still going to lose money. They're not factoring in prize money for that, and there we are. In terms of anything else here to do with 1860 Munich, signings will be made, obviously, on the 1st. We'll go into that. Without the signings being filtered into the team, just going to show you what it looks like without me making a signing. There is the prediction of 14th. We're predicted to finish 15th last season. So I guess 14th means we're predicted to come 5th, really. But look, we'll wait and we'll see how we go, and we'll talk more about the squad in a second YouTube when we get to July the 1st. All the signings come in, a couple of guys leave, and we can really have a chat about what we're going to do this season coming up with the squad, the team, and how the first team will look like. Welcome back, YouTube. It is time to talk about the squad, how we're looking, and what we're going to do. As you can see, Mohammed and Gears are leaving. We sold him for a bit of money. We always thought Gears could have become something, but maybe not, and Mohammed never did. We got 3 people that we've sealed. We'll talk about them in a second. I've been trying to loan people out as well, but no one wants to do it. Salazar's a player we were interested in, but Mila's having a new deal at the minute. Is he not? Oh my, that's not good. Are they going to do it to me again? Villarreal about to take my right back and my left back from me. There's been a little bit of transfer stories about Miller. I was going to talk to you guys that he has a transfer offer at the minute from Watford, and I was rejecting that. I'm got an offer to him. I swear we just put in a contract offer. What? I just put in a contract offer not even 2 days ago for him. We're going to lose a left back. Oh man, Fran Miller has been developing so well. Been playing for the Spain's under 20s, under 21s, under 19s, looking unbelievable. It was going to be my left back this year. Let's just talk about left back drama. I also had an offer in from Mikhail. I think he's just gone to Brighton. He chose to go to Brighton over me. Yeah, there he is. I had an offer in for him for 13 million. He chose to go to Brighton over me. Main reason was because we got an 11 mil bid from Olympic Marseille for Fran Miller. I ideally said that we've got Vincent and Miller, who are both very good. I don't need to sell. But all of a sudden now, we could be losing Fran Miller. If he leaves, I'm going to be livid. Because I just said I'm tying him down to a new deal because he's got this 10 mil release fee. And Villarreal have just come in and gone, yeah, here you go. Really? That is ridiculous. Okay, this is not good. This is like what happened with Mahrez. He's interested in speaking to Watford here. Just 15 million, thanks. Yeah, no, okay, whatever. That's not good. We now need to sign a left back. And well, we've got money, but this is not exactly what I wanted to do. All right, let's talk more about what was going on here with the squad and the team. We've let Batten go back to Liverpool. That's the first thing, right? That's just throwing me. Batten's gone back to Liverpool. Worth 81 to 97 million. Just sell him, please. I'll get 50% of that. I'm interested to see what they do with Batten, to be fair. If Liverpool loan him out, or if they sell him, or if they or if he plays Premier League football. To be fair, even if he gets a loan in the Premier League, this guy's going to develop into a monster. I think he's really good. Hey, second thing is, we've changed a bit what we're doing with our squad. And we're going to talk to you as to why that is. We go to the free signing sealed. I'm going to go with the one that is the least one to talk about. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, all our coaches and staff think players are just 2-star when they come into the club. I don't know why, maybe a little bit of a glitch, because when you look at Dino, he's freaking fantastic. But Jose Maria at 16, Atletico Pamplona wanted 182 to 200 million when he genned out at 15, because we scouted him, we wanted him. He was then didn't want to sign a new deal. Then he was worth about 750k. We signed him on a pre-contract, 750k conversation. I think it goes up to maybe 2 mil with clauses. If that doesn't bother me, he looks fantastic. You know, he's got good mentals, good physicals. This is the sort of guy that's going to be around the squad, but be available for the 19s. Send him on an alternative language course, yes. And he's going to be available for the 19s, play 19 minutes in the 19s. I think he's really good. He's not much to talk about though, because there's a little bit going on. Then we talk about David Brito. He is, and I quote, coming in to learn to play right back. Now, you boys might be thinking, apparently he's not in the first team squad. Mate, senior squad, please. Thank you. There we go. All right, yeah. And training. I don't know why he wouldn't be in the senior squad. He's learning to play right back. Full back, on attack. Right? Look at him. He does like some off the balls for positioning. But in terms of going forward, lacks a little bit of pace, he can go forward. The one thing that I will say about Martin Aguirre is that when we look at him, he is not developed. He's been on the next gen list for 3 years. I know he's only 18, but he's not developed in the 6 months he's been here playing first team football. I look at him and I go, you know what? I actually don't think you're going to be that good. I think you're going to be solid. I think you're very good at winning the ball back with your tackling. But when it comes to, marking an opponent, you let them go, right? When it comes to passing the ball, you give it away a lot. So for me, Martin Aguirre needs to be dealt with. And for me, Brito, believe it or not, is coming in to not just be part of the squad, to be the starting right back this season. Main reason is, when you look at him as a starting right back or a full back on attack, he's got better marking, good passing, great teamwork, decent work rate, great technique, can tackle, got a good first touch, can take a free kick, can take a corner, which is always nice as well. Decent bravery, very determined, got good natural leadership, physically well-rounded. Yeah, the pace does worry me a touch, but I think we can train that very, very much. Like, we can train that a lot. If anything, it might sound a bit weird, but I'm going to work on final third with him, because I want that composed of decisions. Get them to 11 straight off the bat. Make him start making a better decision. Make him start getting a little bit more composure. After that, work on defensive positioning. Get that positioning, get the marking up to 15, positioning up to about 11 or 12, get their decisions up as high as possible. Then work on that pace, which will be naturally growing. And I think actually David Brito has the potential to outgrow Martin Aguirre on the next gen list A, but be more importantly, become a right back that can bomb on for us and really get forward whilst also being good in the art of defence, where Aguirre is just good in the art of defence, and then once he has the ball, deer in headlights moment, doesn't know what to do. Then we get on to our last signing. How this guy is 2-star, I will never know. Dino, everybody. He's been nicknamed Dino. His first name was Dino. It's Dino like Herzog, but Dino. Like, 18 years of age, Croatian midfielder. We picked him up on, 5 mil was not like the cheapest deal ever. I look at him and go, mate, you are the definition of world-class potential. Teamwork, vision, work rate, determination, flair. Got a great first touch. And when you look at the centre mid on attack stats, apart from the tackling, everything else there gets to 15. Composure, decisions, anticipation, stamina, acceleration more than likely. Got natural pace as well. Technique, passing, long shots, first touch is already there. I love that he gets forward whenever possible. I love that he gets in the opposition area because he can get on and get forward. He's also 6'1", so he can win a header too, which is fantastic as well. I feel like those physicals are going to naturally all develop into about 14s or so, which is great for us. But I look at him mentally and I really go. If you're looking, for those that know what I'm doing here, if you don't know, when you search for players, there's 36 total stats. You probably, anyone that's world class has 17 stats of 15 plus when they play midfield or winger or up front, and probably fullback. And then when you look at centre back, it's a little weird because they only use certain stats. But for me, I got one. For me, the way I work it, anything from 15 to 17, anything from 10 will get to 15. And then when we work from 17 to about 19, everything from about 11 or 12 will get to 15. So we're going to give him everything 12 plus that will get to 15 here. So one start, first touch already there, that's 2. Long shots gets there 3, passing gets there 4, technique gets there 5. 6, 7, 8 because they're already there. 9 gets there. 10, 11 because they're both already there. 12 gets there. 13 gets there. 14 gets there. 15, 16 because it's already there. 17, 18. Aggression might even get there. That one there doesn't grow as much. And then if you're looking at the ones that are 12, or 11, acceleration grows pretty rapidly. So potentially, 17, 18 total stats of 15 plus, it's world class. The fact these 2 stars are ridiculous. Like, they think Nako Wacko, who's still here, by the way, is better than Dino. There is no way Nako Wacko is better than Dino, according to my coaches or my scouts. He's got better mentals, better aerial, better technical, better attacking, better vision, 1 less speed, being 2 years younger, same physicality. If you look at just the graph that you have in front of him. Only thing he lacks is defending, but he's a centre mid on attack. Who cares, right? Dino, for me, has the potential, and I know we've had Yeppy, and Yeppy's still here, and I know we've had Baden. Dino, for me, has the potential to be the best centre mid we had. And we had Patrick. That's how good I think this guy is. When you see a guy with 20 determination, you just bring him in when they're this good, because they just get good. If you look at the tactic, we haven't changed a little few things around. Obviously, Brito's learning how to play in there. Dino's going to come straight in. Thank you very much as well, right? Yeppy Hanson's moved roles. Now, we don't need to play deep line playmaker and support anymore because we don't have Baden in from Liverpool making us say you have to play him as a deep line playmaker and support. I've moved to Mazzala on support. Reason why, they get that little bit more forward like the deep line playmaker, but do a bit more defensively. Like, they track back that bit more. They're a bit more dogged, and in the press, they're a little bit more harder. Yeppy suits it. It's kind of a mix between a guy that's a box-to-box, but a guy that plays ball-winning midfield on defend, which is his preferred role. When he uses those physicals that he has, there's acceleration, that balance, that stamina, makes a good decision, great off the ball, use that work rate. Use that anticipation and how to read a game. Plus, it works out tackling ability. He's got good technique and passable too. Like, for me, it just screams Yeppy. The main reason why we kept Yeppy here is we look at the hierarchy. The only person as a team leader here is Yeppy, so it made no sense to let him go back to Bayern just yet. Important to note, Morales complaining that he wants to move to a bigger club. I can't do anything about it. I'm hoping there is... part of me wanted to keep Baden to go, maybe we sneak into the top 4 this year, even though we're doing it with guys on loan that are homegrown at the club. I've decided that it's probably better off that we don't. Now, Morales is going to become homegrown at the end of this season. Expect me with 12 months on his contract to sell him if he doesn't want a new deal, because I cannot afford to let him leave on a free. Very similar to Nildo last season. Like, he's worth 55 to 65 million. At the end of the year, with a year left in his deal, I'll list him up for 45 million and 50% whatever he goes on for, and someone will snap it. Someone big will come in for him. 45 million is probably unders, but we get 50% whatever he sells on for, and he would be homegrown. Selling him this season, can't risk it, because I need to make him homegrown. Lucky last one as well, Graham O'Shea is learning to play as an inside forward on attack. When you look at him as an inside forward on attack, he's just godly. Like, when I mean godly, I mean godly. Vision, off the ball, composure, first touch, pace, and it looks fantastic. And what it allows me to do is move to an advanced forward with Margetts, who was our leading goal scorer last season, getting a new deal worth about 55 million himself, and absolutely loves it, scoring goals for New Zealand, and hopefully scoring more goals for me now that he's starting in most games. And Ortega moving to the right because he's just too good to drop. But there is potential for me to sell Ortega in the future when he becomes homegrown, because I do think we can find better. It does leave me in a position where my squad's probably a little bit top heavy, because we've got Thiago, Joel Sane and Jacob Anderson. But Anderson's someone that we can throw in games that we need to find a goal. Thiago's someone we can throw in games when the game's already won against weaker teams in the cup. And Joel Sane is just the guy you throw in on the left because he can play on the left very well. So for me, I feel like we've got a very good squad, and I feel like we're in a very good spot where I don't need to make too many more signings. However, we do have money, and it looks like Fran Miller could be leaving. So it looks like we're looking for a left back. At the same stage, we do have, however, Philip Lahm. Well, not Philip Lahm, it's, Nathan Lahm, that has now been nicknamed. I really think this guy could become a wing back, a full back on attack. So maybe, just maybe, it might sound a bit weird, that we just ride the wave and just go, you know what, worst comes to worst, if Vincent gets a long-term injury, Morales can play left back because he's not natural there, but he's 4-star there. And we just deal with it and just let Nathan Lahm play left back. If we can't find a world-class left back in the next month or so, 2 months in the window, then expect Lahm, as bad as it sounds, at 16 to play rotation minutes for me. Because, you know what, I think it's good for his development. Anyhow, that's kind of where the squad is. We got a little bit of a change of tactical, prowess and a little bit of difference about the squad. The season preview now predicts me to finish 14th still, but change the squad around to now being Ollie, Wacko, Yeppy, Joel Sane, Graham Ortega, Miller, Vincent, Morales, Burden. I would disagree with a lot of that. Ollie's not getting in there. I'm going to sell him, I think. And I do think Nako Wacko probably stays as a squad player because he's happy to be a squad player, but he could be on the outers as well. Nico could be on the outers. Manuel Cosanzo has been playing unreal for Spain, but he could be on the outers. So when you're getting guys like that on the outers, just prepare to for them to not stick around. But who knows? We'll see what happens here, and maybe, just maybe, these guys do get minutes. Maybe we sign a left back. Be interesting to see what happens with Fran Miller. I just signed him to a new deal, so apparently that doesn't mean anything. And that new deal, maybe he's going to reject and join Villarreal, which would be absolutely detrimental. Welcome back, YouTube. We've got some big old transfer rumblings happening at the club. Burden is unsettled. He wants to leave. He wants to play Champions League football, and Dortmund are sniffing. They've offered me 5.5 mil. He has a 15.25 mil release fee, and that's as minimum as I want to take or let Burden go for. He is homegrown, and we do actually have options outside of Burden, right? So we've got a couple of things we could do. We could play Andrew, who I think is a fantastic centre-back. He's more of your normal type of centre-back, someone that just, I get the ball, I hoof the ball up the field, but I can win the ball and do a job. And I think the Welsh international probably deserves some more minutes. But the interesting one is Demi Ami, who I've brought in to be the DM, can play as a ball-playing defender and defend, and very well, to be quite fair to him. I think he would be very good in that role, even though he's only 5'10". What we could do is then actually move Yepi into his probably more preferred ball-winning midfield role on defend, but just back a line, and then move Ange Diallo into the other side as Mazzala on support, because I actually think he's not bad like that. Just feel like he does like a little bit off the ball and that, but that's someone we can maybe train. Is Diallo into that role? We could also move others into the role if we really wanted to. Important to note, Nako Wacko just had a bid from Werder Bremen. He's a guy I want to keep around the club. Don't get me wrong, but they offered me 3 mil and 50% whatever he sells on for, and that's kind of what the game reckons he's worth, because he has a 4.6 mil release fee. They came in with an inquiry of 2.6 mil. I said, for his release fee, they said 2.6 and a fee or percentage, 30% profit of next sale, and I said, well, 3 mil because that's what the game reckons he's max worth, and 50%. They said yes, so Wacko's gonna leave. So we've got some money. Last thing to mention as well is there's been some changes to the bid for Fran Miller. So if you look at the bids here, Leipzig come in, offered me more money and for 50% whatever the profit is of what he sells on for. So it's not percentage of it's not percentage of sale. So if he goes for 100 mil, we don't get 50 mil. We would actually get 50% of the profit of that. So it's about 86 mil. So about 43 million technically if he went for 100 mil. I'm not saying that he would. I'm just saying as a thing what could happen. Had to take it because it's more money than what we're getting. I don't want to sell him. I want him to stay, but it is what it is. I have, however, talked with our chat. This is a youth-only challenge, and I think Nathan Lamb, as much as he's not ready to play left back or whatever, I just think we've got more others that can play left back if we need to. If there's a long-term injury to Finson, which is fine, right? And I just think Lamb can play the occasional game at left back for me, learning the role. He's the left back, I think, in the future. Be a different type of left back. What sort of left back he'll be? The left back that can sit there, I'll be okay to win the ball back. I think his tackling is obviously going to get up past 10, obviously. I actually think his tackling could get to 15 because he's 16, right? But I think we could get that marking, that decision-making and that positioning up to 11s. And if that's the case, his winger stats are going to be unreal. He's going to be that sort of left back. Oh, we've got the ball. See ya. Go on. Bye. I'm up the field. I'm the highest guy on the part of the pitch. I like left backs like that. So for me, I think he's a guy that just can go on and do it. So as much as Miller's leaving and we're going to have money because he's leaving, I think it's all right. It's just more of a question. What do we do with this Burden bid? I think he's just signed a new deal. So he has no interest in moving, but he wants to go to Dortmund. That makes sense. I did try to talk him out of it. He became quite unhappy. So they want 5.5. I want 15. They made 6. I want 15. And I want 6 again. Let's go 8. Let's go percentage of profit of 15% of whatever he goes for. And I want guaranteed installments like that. And I want another 5 mil for 13. And I want, after an international appearance of 1 game for Australia, another mil. $8 mil installments over 2 years, give me another, maybe another 3 mil. And then the big one here, though, is after international appearance of 1 game for Australia, which he will play, give me another 2.5. Give me, look, 8 mil, guaranteed 3 mil, that's guaranteed 11. We'll get guaranteed 14 mil plus 50%, whatever he sells on for there. That's not enough for me. 7.5, 850k after he plays 20 games, plus that, nah, reject. That's too low. That's too low. Burden might kick up a fuss here, but that's too low. That is too low for me. I need more than 50 mil. 50 mil, see. I need 50% whatever he sells on for if he goes to Dortmund because his value is going to be through the roof. So, for me, that was just too low. Apparently after a guy called Gabriel Veron as well. No. He looks good, but no. But yeah, Casper's going to go. Compile match reports. He's just going on loan as well. But yeah, there we go, YouTube. So, Burden's having offers from Dortmund only. He's the only club that want him is Dortmund. So, if we can get past that, we're okay. Zeddy's going on loan. Fran Miller's leaving us because of this release fee in his contract, and we tried to get rid of it, and he said we gave him a contract. He literally delayed. He didn't say that he delayed it, but it took 2 weeks to decide on a contract to say yes, and then he got bids for his current release fee. Wacko's leaving us for 3 mil plus 50%, and people are leaving on loan, and there's other people I wouldn't mind selling here as well. Ollie, wherever you are. Where's Ollie? Yeah, Ollie, I wouldn't mind selling him as well for 3 mil, which would be nice. But yeah, that's kind of where we sit. I think we're in an okay spot. We do have money in the club. I think there's definitely a case to buy a first choice left back. But I really think that this is a youth only challenge. We have a prospect that I think can grow into a very good left back. Let's freaking just let him play left back, huh? I think that's what we do. I think that's where we sit. I think Burden, I would want to keep. But we'll wait and we'll see. And yeah, I will be back, YouTube, to recap what's going on here. Any more big transfer business news, and of course, how we start in the league this season. Welcome back, YouTube. Some more transfer drama. We have to talk about Ralf Eich, but the reason why we have to talk about Ralf Eich is we had got Fran Miller's decided to go to Villarreal over Leipzig and has joined Mahrez. So they've taken our left back and our right back now, Villarreal, in this save, which is not nice. We haven't signed anyone yet. We still got 36 mil to spend. However, we have to talk about Ralf Eich. He's just got a 32 mil bid, which is his release fee for clubs in the Champions League at Frankfurt. He is a wonder kid. He's 19. He just turned 19 now. So if we get him in right now, he will become homegrown. He turned 19 today. There you are. We've had a bid in for him for about a week. So I think he would come in and become homegrown, Ralf Eich. If you can have a look at him here, we have matched this 32 mil bid. It's actually 37 because we've got, if he plays 50 games for us, like 2.9 and 2.4 if he plays 10 times for Germany. But the wonder kid looks fantastic. He would be a different sort of player to what we have at the club. He's an inverted winger on attack more than he is an inside forward. Would use him as an inverted winger on attack. When you got that technique, that crossing ability, that vision, just let him play, right? He's very well-rounded physically, well-rounded mentally, and that is a lot of money. That's 15 mil up front, 17 mil over 3 years, which makes that a little bit better, but he would make me next level. He would come in and be borderline my best player. And with that being said and done, if he comes in, that's the one spot I've gone in and looked. Ortega's mad, Thiago Diaz hasn't really developed, and we know Jacob isn't at the level, but a very good backup. That's the one area I think we need a signing, and it's just more of a case of do we sign another youngster, or do we go find an 18-year-old that is ready now? And I think that's the one position where I'm like, we need a ready-made guy to come in and support this massively firepowered front three of Margets, who's been unreal, and Graham O'Shea is this wonder kid extraordinaire learning to play left wing inside forward. So I feel like that is the sign we're going for. Now, the fact that Hertha Berlin have gone for him, I think Ralf will choose to go to Hertha Berlin, because why wouldn't you, considering how good they are? But if he somehow chooses to come to me, fantastic. If not, so be it. But I'm hoping Ralf Eich, who a guy I've been watching for a while, a guy that I pulled the trigger on a week ago when Fran Miller deal was going through, to bring him in. Maybe not a week ago, maybe about 4 days ago. But yeah, Ralf is a guy that I would like to bring in. If it doesn't happen, so be it. I thought it was worth talking about here in the YouTube episode, that if we get Ralf, he's a number one, probably our best player. A lot of the money's gone. Like, if you look at it here, 36 million there. We got 73 mil in the budget, which is fine, but we've got plenty of wage that we can spend it. If we don't get Ralf, I don't know what we really need. Like, yet again, I probably could say a world-class left-back. Only problem is we found that world-class left-back, he went to Brighton. So at the minute, left-back is like hard to find. So I think Vincent's not bad, and Lam just got an assist on his debut in a friendly against Modena for me at left-back. So this is also youth-only challenge, and I want to see more, of my academy players come through. Like Christopher Zetti is about to go on loan. Going to loan him to hopefully Billfield in the second division, and he'll go out there and just develop. I think at 18 he's ready to do that. Joel Sane's become a bit more of a feature, but I want to have a few more guys from my academy really start to poke their head in the first team. Like, I want in a year or 2 years' time, Christopher Zetti being the guy that's coming into here, right? I want Joel Sane to eventually develop into being that first choice guy off the bench, because I think Graham O'Shea, James, and if Ortega stays, are probably just that little bit better than him, but it's not there yet. It's not said and done. Look, I want Ralf Eich. I think he's good enough. I've got my bid in for him before Hervé Berlin. He just turned 19 today, which means he still would become homegrown. Pretty sure if they turn 19 in 2 months, they become homegrown. The fact he's 18 when the season technically clicks over because of it's after the 1st of July. I want him. However, Berlin's come in for his release via 32 mil. I've gone in for the 37 mil of clauses. Be interesting to see if we get him or not. We'll find out later in this episode. But would you go for him? I think I would. And here he is. Could he be mine? We'll find out. Stop the press. Stop what you're doing. Tab out. Ralf Eich has chosen me over Hervé Berlin. He could have gone to the riches of Berlin. He could have gone and was like, unbelievably unbelievable. He is in here. Apparently I can tick that. That's not part. He's here. He could have gone in to the Champions League potential Berlin, who finished second last season in the Bundesliga. Instead, he wants his first team football. He wants to come to me. He told him no. In he comes. Away we go. Now, the moment of truth. Does he become homegrown, or have we wasted all our money? I think he does. I'm like 99.9% sure. I've signed guys 2 months down the track on pre-contracts that become homegrown halfway through a year. So for me, he becomes homegrown because he starts at 18. Like, we had this bid in when he was 18. If he tells me he won't become homegrown because he's like 2 weeks out, I will be livid, but he'll be fine. Anyway, Eich is in. I think he's fantastic. Have a look at him. Oh my days. Here we go. Yeah. Bang. That's what I mean. As long as they're within like a couple of months, they're unreal, become homegrown. We have got the next Jurgen Klinsmann. Unbelievable. Oh my word. Like, he could have come in and become our best player. He's not, because Morales, but oh my word. Add him to the training plan. Team register him. Ralf is in. We have just spent the budget. What number do you want, Ralf? Just casually. What's the number 10? Who's wearing the 10? No one. Yeah, there you go. Number 10. That's fine, buddy. You get the 10. That was Badden's old number. Unbelievable. There's Ralf. Here he is. Straight in, mate. Straight in. That's just as simple as that. That's probably the end of Jacob Anderson, which I don't like, but there we are. I'm going to move him as an inverted winger on attack as well. They're very similar. He would look to run it and look to do a few more things, but I think as an inverted winger on attack, you get to use that passing that bit more. What a signing, boys. Like, what a signing that is. What a signing. Ralf Eich has chosen to come to 1860 Munich over Champions League 7th-place winners Hertha Berlin. Did I think it was going to happen when they came in for 32 million? No. But he's rejected them to come to be an important player here, be part of the project, and Ralf is in the bag. I have got 18 mil still in the payroll budget, which is always nice too. I might even just do that, just eke it out a little bit more. Yeah, like have 148k, and there we are. I've got other bids in for people. I don't think we're going to get Vabbit Slight. We'll talk about him. He looks insane. He just came up on a scout report. He's already got bids from Bayern and Juve. If he comes to me over Bayern and Juve, we're winning the second Euro this season. We're winning the Champions League next year. I'm just going to put it out there. There's no way he comes to me over Bayern and whatever. But there we are. Unbelievable. I'll see you guys in just a second for more information about what is going on with Solak and everyone else. Welcome back, YouTube. It is time to end off episode 30. As you can see from on your screen, Ralf Eich has our highest average rating. Also got 5 assists. A couple of them did come in a cup game against a known body side, but, goes to prove that we're in a pretty good form, or we had a pretty decent start to. We played Bayern Munich at least to our season. We won 8-1 against some nobody in the cup. We got Heidemann in the next round, which we should win. We then beat Werder Bremen 2-0 and Wolfsburg 4-3. We then lost to Bayern 4-0. Now, I will be asking, Damien, where is the Euro 2 Cup game? I just realised that we're not in the Euro 2 Cup because it never got drawn with us. Last season, we were fighting for European football. We didn't get it. And you want to know why we didn't get it? The winners of the EC2 was... what was I going to say? If we go to that competition there, the Euro 2 Cup, it was an all-German final, Euro Cup 2, and the defending champions was Leipzig, and because they finished outside the top half, they get the spot, not me. So I'm a bit annoyed at that, but it is what it is, because I have built the squad half for being in Europe and rotating because we're in Europe, but looks like that doesn't need to be a case. Now, look, I'm not complaining, and it allows me to focus on the league. We beat Werder Bremen 2-0, looked fantastic. This was a funny old game against Wolfsburg. A game where it could have gone either way. I'm very happy to win, of course, as well. But it just looked like every time we scored, there was a highlight for them, and they seemed to score straight away. So, yeah, it was one of those games where on a different day, this finishes 2-0 was dead boring. Just every goal wanted to go in first half. And then we get on stream with Bayern. First game on the new stream. We are currently live on Twitch. Links down below. Come follow us live on Twitch. And yeah, we get absolutely pumped. Like, look, this Bayern side is like next level. You know, Mbappe, Musiala, Sane, Moise Kean's unreal foot manager, Kai Havertz, Yuri Tielemans, Alphonso Davies, Dayot, 10 guys unreal, Kimmich, Muller's a regen keeper that I think's unreal. It might actually not be a regen. Yeah, that's him. He's their backup. So they played their backup against me. There you go. And like they are unbelievably good. We're not at that level yet. So I have no illusions that we're good enough to beat Bayern home or away just yet. Like that just shows you that yeah, we're outperforming ourselves. We've done well to finish 7th last season. Yeah, no Europe, but you know we're definitely on a much better upward trend. Still expect us to get pumped by Bayern and probably Dortmund because they're just unbelievable footballing sides. And there we are. Now, that's not the end of what we need to talk about because I have had deadline day and we've spent some sort of money. If we go to the club finances, we definitely still have money in the bag and, you know, the new stadiums here and gate receipts were up a bit more than last year, which was very nice as well. So we've done pretty well in that regard. We've still got 22 million to spend, but we have got people coming in. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This whole list is of people coming in. You guys know about Oscar. Can't wait for him to join. He's American Icali's best player. You all know about Oscar and you know how good he is. Cannot wait for when the 2029 to roll around. But there's other people in this list that you don't know. The Sama people may or may not know, but he's coming in a bit. And Amity Sis. Sometimes you just don't trust scout reports. Like, the fact that they reckon this guy's never going to grow at 17, turning 18, and he looks that good, kind of tells me that the Senegalese guy is going to be very good in the future. We did make some signings on deadline day, however, and what I kind of decided was, well, if I can't find a left back that is going to come in and out Finson or be as good as Finson for me to rotate like Fred Miller, then I don't really need to go and spend money. All I need to do is get people in that I think will impact the squad in the future. And so we got Oliver Lafont, who at 15, the Serbian boy looks pretty good for 15. Very well rounded with the stats. As you can see, there's a lot of 10s, a lot of 11s, a lot of 12s as well. Promising centre, about 6'3" at a young age as well. And he doesn't join until he turns 18, unfortunately, because I try to target more people that join at 16 so they can play on the 19s football and we can get them in our academy pretty early. But yeah, Oliver Lafont, I think, will be a guy that we can punt on. You know, we got him very cheap. We got him only for a couple $100K. Plus clauses gets it up to like 325. So I feel like he could grow. I'm going to leave Sean to last because I want to talk about Sean a little bit more because we spent 2 million there and I'll tell you why. And the other one though is Funberg. And Funberg actually joins when he turns 16, which is in November. So he joins obviously next year on the 1st. And look at him. I feel like at 15, when you got those sort of mentors at 15, you're going to be a good footballer, right? Now, yet again, scout report here, apparently he doesn't have a good analysis report, and his scout report's a little bit alright. I think this is the sort of guy that you get in the 19s, and our facilities playing unbelievably well in the 19s. He becomes very good for me. Good passer, good technique, obviously very, very good mentals, very use the false 9 again. Fantastic, right? And his physicals are fairly well-rounded, which at 15, turning 16, and 16, I think he'll be very, very good. I don't know if it still come up that he's their hot prospect. It's not anymore, because obviously we now bought him, but there we are. And then we get into the second to last one I'm going to show you, and that's Sean Lockhead. Now, St. Miriam, I don't know if it's going to tell me, is he still their hot prospect? No, now it's Andrew Robertson because we bought him. Hate that the game does that. He was their hot prospect. He's played already a game in the league for St Miriam, and at the same time, he's already played an under-21 game for Scotland at 15. You can see how good this guy is at left back. I kind of said, well, if I can't find a left back for now, let's just buy a left back for the future. Grow Lam, grow Finson, may get to a stage where we sell Finson, this guy comes in, becomes number one, and Lam's still around the club. Or Lam just grows out unbelievably well and grows into the number one fullback. It doesn't bother me. This guy is unbelievable. He's 15 with those physicals, which probably means everything there's going to get to 15 bar jumping, reach, and strength. And mentally, has got a lot of good mentals, and obviously they can grow. What I love is his technicals. 11 marking, 12 passing, 15 tackling, 11 technique. So natural tackler and all those attributes I just read are going to get to 15 pretty easy. But what you look at is he's already got 9 headering, 9 first touch, 8 dribbling, 9 crossing, 9 headering. All those sort of 9s and 8s are going to get to 12s, 13s, 14s without too much stress. They could even get to 15s if we really harped on working on him with him as well. And if he does that, you've just got yourself a bit of a world-class fullback that can bomb on your hands. So for me, paying $2 million, no clause, no nothing, fantastic to get the St Miriam boy in. Then there is one more signing to talk about, and it's another youth signing as well. But Robel was worth 15 million at Dortmund, and for whatever reason, they started accepting bids of a mil on deadline day. So I threw my hat in the ring for 1.4 million, and he came. So all of a sudden, I have a German like this, capped at under 19, and I have Christopher Zietti, and under 19, the other wing on the other side. Between Zeti and Robel and obviously Joel Sane, they're all German youth talents that are going to be homegrown. A couple of those come from my academy, plus anyone else that comes from my academy like Nathan Lam. We are starting to really get to that stage and to say we can go and poach people's talent. Dortmund wanted to get rid of him on a cheap with 5-star potential. Mate, I'm there. And we can start doing that now because we've obviously got the money to spend like that. Robel's come in. I think he's a very good prospect. He's going to play under 19s with Zeddy this season and with Lam and with all those boys. And I think our 19s are going to be very, very good because when you look at our 19s now and you look at the signs that are coming in, we've got these sort of guys. And like the fact Admir's joined from Slovakia, who I don't think we mentioned in this window, he's now a hot prospect. Look how good he is too. You got the couple guys I've showed you, and you look at all these guys like Mamadou Silla. You guys haven't seen, but I think this guy could be playing with Rosario in a few years' time because he's going to be the Guinean African boy. Is already capped at under 23 level. He's already looks good and natural passer. I just think that these sort of guys, right, all got futures at the club because of our good facilities, because of our good infrastructure and our great youth coaching. That they're playing under 19 football consistently. They're going to develop more than where they were if I was waiting until they turned 18 to see how they grew. So for me, I'm now in a spot where I can splurge the money. We got money in the club. Go get a lot of these guys in, and then when needed, spend the big pay bowls on the guys like Ralf, Eich, who does look fantastic. That's going to be the end of episode 30. Now with no Europe, I'll just come back and recap the season at some point in the near future. Of course, maybe around Christmas time, maybe a bit early, depending on how we go. But this season for me is all about, can we finish top half again? I know the board just want me to avoid a relegation. That's obviously the first hurdle. But I think with Ralf Eich, with the boys, with Graham O'Shea, Margetts, if the boys will become accustomed, Dino's growing too, we could really finish top 7 again. And I would love to make a deep, deep, deep run. Like another semi-final of the Cup would be ideal this season as well. Because I think we're starting to get ready and start having a squad that I think the Euro 2 Cup would be a nice place to be in now of how big our squad is. Anyway, from Dave and everybody else here, I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.